Welcome to the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. Here's your host, Brien Hanley.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brien Hanley. Welcome back to Big 12 Insiders, man. Appreciate everybody being in here. Whew, whirlwind yesterday as far as college basketball was concerned. West Virginia loses its head coach, Darian DeVries, takes the job at Indiana. We're going to cover that a little bit, but we're also, and I think even more importantly, we're going to talk about the hypocrisy as far as what goes on in the minds of maybe fans and just everybody in general, the hypocrisy of college athletics after this coaching change. We're going to talk about that because it's something that needs to be talked about again and again and again until I finally get some answers, because nobody can really answer the questions that I ask about it. So we're going to cover all that. Appreciate everybody being in here. Again, remember to like, follow, subscribe, continue to get in the comments. And as always, hit that notification bell so you know exactly when Big 12 Insiders content comes out. Oklahoma State did win NIT game 89-79 last night, so they're moving on in the NIT. Good for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They continue on with their season. Big news of the day yesterday, though. West Virginia head coach Darian DeVries takes the job at the University of Indiana, or Indiana University, leaves the Mountaineers after one season. Look, there's a lot of thoughts that I have about it, and I'll share them with you. First off is this has been a disaster of 72 hours, the last 72 hours for West Virginia basketball, just an absolute disaster. Just to state the obvious, to be snubbed out of getting into the NCAA tournament, then you have to sit around and watch your coach leave after 1 year when you thought, okay, maybe he's building something here. Then the team that you watch get snubbed for, North Carolina, go out and just blow out a team in the tournament, which I think most people thought was going to happen. Because I don't think anybody really thought San Diego State probably deserved to be in either. And to watch North Carolina just blow them out, thinking, well, hell, that could have been us. Yeah, that's part of the problem. It just a horrific 72 hours for the Mountaineer fans. I feel sorry for you guys. I know how strong of a fan base, how proud of a fan base you guys are. And to be quite frank with you, I'll look directly at you. You deserve better. You absolutely deserve better. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. You deserve better. But you probably are better off because DeVries didn't want to be there. Obviously, he didn't want to be there because if he did, he'd still be there. Now, I know the talking points are, well, he's looking out for his career. And this is going to kind of segue into the hypocrisy talk, is that, hey, it's a better job. You know, Indiana is a better job than West Virginia. And, you know, it's a better move for his career. He's probably getting paid more money, looking out for his family. All of that is true. And as much as, again, I'm not trying to kick West Virginia when you're down, but Indiana is a better job. It just is. You know, now, as far as relevancy on the basketball court over the last 20 years, me and you will argue if you're going to tell me that Indiana's been more relevant, because West Virginia over the last, let's call it 10 to 15 years, even 20, has had more success actually on the court than Indiana has. I'll argue with anybody on that. But if you look at the job itself, Indiana, a blue blood, yes, it is a better job than West Virginia. Well, let's just be honest about that. They're going to give him more money. Okay. Looking out for his family. All of that can be true. And I don't dispute any of that. I mean, if that's the way he looks at it, good for him. I think that's what he should do. If that's clearly it's the decision he made. So that's a good thing. Good for him. However, However, ladies and gentlemen, let Brien Hanley present you Exhibit A on why you should not run your traps about the transfer portal is ruining college athletics. Oh, the NIL is ruining college sports. Oh, it'll never be the same. It's ruining everything. Really? Now, here's my point. When a kid decides to leave a school, the first thing you hear, no loyalty. Where's his commitment? These kids aren't learning anything. He's not learning any commitment. He has no loyalty. Whatever happened to commitment? That's the first thing you hear. Where's Darian DeVries? And this is somebody who is in a position that's supposed to be teaching these kids about commitment, about loyalty, sacrifice, stick around. You didn't get enough playing time this year, but stick around, keep at it, keep working hard. This is somebody that's supposed to be teaching these kids to do that. And the first opportunity that he got to leave, he left. Now, here's what I'll tell you about him leaving. He didn't just decide this yesterday. He didn't just decide this on Sunday. Darian, look, I'm from the area. You can look it up. I'm from Jeffersonville, Indiana, which is right across the river from Louisville, which is why I'm a diehard Louisville fan. But it is in Indiana. And I know a lot of Indiana boosters. This deal has been done not for the last couple of days, for weeks, ladies and gentlemen. For weeks, it has been done. You think Indiana's getting, when Mike Woodson said that he was going to resign, do you believe that Indiana was just going to be caught holding the bag and not have anybody in place immediately? Of course not. They absolutely knew who they wanted, and they went after them immediately. And they had the deal done. I mean, now, there's some of you that's not going to believe that. Yeah, that happens. You know how you say that kids get tampered with, that are still on teams, and they get tampered with by other coaches and other schools for them to come play for them? You're going to tell me that doesn't happen with coaches? Coaches have agents, just like some of these players have agents. You don't think that a coach's agent talks to them? You don't think that happens, people? Come on. Come on. Who's being naive now? This deal has been done for weeks. Weeks. And that's just the facts. He didn't just decide yesterday that I'm going to take the job. No. He's been knowing he was taking this job. It is what it is. It is what it is. But back to the hypocrisy. You're not going to hear anybody saying that this ruined college athletics. Again, from somebody who's supposed to be teaching commitment, who's supposed to be teaching, work ethic. You're not going to hear any fans screaming that, this is ruined. This coach leaving, man. This just ruins college athletics. I mean, where's his commitment to the school? All you'll hear is, well, it's a better job. Yeah, West Virginia fans will be mad. Don't get me wrong. But as a whole, it was a better job. I know why he took it. It's more money. I get it. I get it. Nobody's going to tell you that it's ruining college athletics. Nobody's going to say it. And this isn't the first time that this has happened. Coaches leave all the time. 1 year, 2 years. This is a man that got a job. He got the first opportunity to coach big-time college basketball at West Virginia. And what does he do? Leaves the very next opportunity that he gets. Now, again, I don't begrudge him for it. Better job, more money, the decision that he chose to make, more power to you. I don't have a problem with it. What I have a problem with is the hypocrisy in when kids do the exact same thing. That's where I have the problem, is because kids get an opportunity. And I know there's going to be some of you, oh, Big B, they're not kids. They're over 18. Whatever, man. I'm 49. 18 to 24-year-olds, in my eyes, are kids. I'm calling them kids. Period. End of story. But when they have the upper hand and they say, you know what, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't like it here. I'm moving on. I'm not getting the playing time I want. I'm moving on. You know, I got an opportunity to better myself, make more money. I'm moving on. All of a sudden, it's ruining college athletics. It's ruining college sports. Now, why is that? Why is it when kids have the ability to leave, it's ruining athletics, but when coaches do leave, it's better for their families. It's better for their careers. Can somebody just answer that question? Like a realistic answer. Get in the comments and let me know. Now, don't say something stupid, and I apologize for calling people stupid, but if you do say something dumb, I'm going to tell you that you're dumb. Get in there and bring a real argument on why there's a difference. Because somebody will say, hey, they're 18, they're not kids anymore. You know, and you would be right. If that's your opinion, fine. But can't you make decisions on your own at 18? For instance, when kids were able to go directly to the NBA right out of high school and they didn't make it, and you never heard from those people again, what did people say? Man, that was a dumb decision. You know what? He was 18. He made his own decision. He was a man. He could make his own decisions. And that's what he chose to do. And you were right. They were able to make their own decisions, and they chose to go to the NBA, didn't get drafted. You never heard from those people again versus going to college. It is what it is. Why isn't this the same thing? Why can't we give these kids that same grace? I understand it's disappointing when they leave your school. I totally understand. I get bent out of shape when people leave. You know, don't know why, don't agree with it, understand it may hurt my team, but that's just part of the game now. And the game has changed. Doesn't mean that it's ruined. It's just changed. But again, we look at it as it's ruining something because kids have options. Since when has something been ruined because somebody has options? Like, when has that ruined anything? Legislation and rules within what's going on is absolutely needed. Don't get me started on that, because I could go all day about what needs to change about the transfer portal and NIL. And I'm sure from now till football season, we'll have several of those podcasts that we come out with talking about the changes that need to be made to this damn thing, because it's insane. However, that doesn't mean that it's ruining the sport. And if that right there, just from people having options and leaving, is ruining the sport, then why isn't coaches doing the same thing, ruining the sport? I just need an answer. Don't give me they're men, they got families, they got mortgages, this is their career. How do you know this isn't their career? Some of these people, it might be the most money, some of these kids, that they make in a year or 2 years, their whole life. What if they don't get a high-paying job? What if they don't make it to the NBA and they don't get a high-paying job? And a guy making $100,000, $200,000 for 2 or 3 years playing college basketball. What if that's the most money they make in a year? I mean, we act like there's $100,000 and $200,000 jobs just floating around out there, like everybody has one. We all know that isn't the case. So if that's the money that they can make, maybe it's the most they'll ever get in a year's time. Let them have it. Is it jealousy because we didn't get it? And then, look, I have every right to be jealous. I was a college athlete in football and basketball. I was one of those people. I didn't get a dime. Nothing. So if anybody should be jealous, it should be me. You know what I mean? I should be jealous. They're getting something that I would have earned. And I didn't get not one penny. So if anybody should be jealous, it should be a person like myself. But I'm not, because I want them to get the money. First of all, I'm a grown adult. So I'm never going to be jealous and envious of a kid. That's just me. Now, some people don't have the same value structure that I have, but I'm never going to be jealous or envious of a kid. I've also had some life experiences in my life that tell me, Brian, you don't even have to be here right now. You could be dead. So why would you spend the time that you're alive being jealous of somebody else? That's just me. I'm not telling people how to live. Again, those are just my life experiences of things that have happened to me personally that don't leave me jealous of anybody. So that's my thing. But is that what it is for fans or people in general? That they're jealous that these kids are making the money? I got to believe there's some of that going on, probably a lot of that going on. But what's another reason? Like, why are we so mad that kids have options? And when adults literally do the same thing, we don't say anything. Like, this is a bad day, a bad 72 hours for West Virginia. But West Virginia will recover. West Virginia will move on. They will find somebody that actually wants to be there, and West Virginia will be fine. Why? Because West Virginia, number one, their program is an outstanding program. They're in a great conference. They have good leadership, which maybe you couldn't always say at their institution or even a lot of institutions, but they have it now. So in my eyes, West Virginia is going to be fine. They'll find another coach. You're telling me people don't want to coach at West Virginia? They'll find somebody. Trust me. Trust me. And they will be okay. So and they have the upper hand because they have the most money. You know, it's like when fans get so mad at players and they always take the ownership side and stuff, when it's like the owners are the ones that are paying them. Why are you taking the owner's side on everything? I've never understood that. I've never understood why players always take the brunt of what the fans. Is it purely just jealousy that they can do something that God gave them the ability to do something that we can't do? And I say we because I can't do it either. I just don't understand it. I guess that's my question. Where's the vigor? Where does all this ruining? And you will not say that coaches leaving and hopping from school to school to school. Because again, DeVries has been at 3 different schools in the last 12 months. 3. This is his 3rd school. Nobody is going to say that what he did is ruining college basketball. Like, nobody's going to say that. But if a kid does it, it's ruining the sport. It's ruining college athletics. I just don't have the patience for why it's so different. I guess that's what it really comes down to. Maybe I'm at fault. Maybe I need to have some patience. But in order for me to have that patience, I think I need an answer. Like, why are you so mad? What have these kids done that make you think that them having options is ruining something? Because the adults have options, and they've used those options. They've exercised those options, and they do it every year. And nobody says anything is being ruined. Kids have options, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. Is it out of control? Of course it is. Do there need to be some rules and regulations? Of course. Of course there does. But just because it is out of control doesn't necessarily mean, for instance, did anybody watch the national championship game in football? Yes. At the university that you root for, if you had sellouts the year before, did you have sellouts this year? No. Did people still show up to your stadium? Because to me, when I watched college football on Saturdays, people still watched, people still went. There wasn't anything that changed. You know, when I watch college basketball for the schools that I root for, people still went. People still watched. They had good numbers on TV. So what is being ruined? If we're still watching and we're still going, how is it being ruined? I'm that part I'm really curious about. Like when people use the whole, and it's an internet troll term, it's ruining college athletics. Well, how? People still go. People still watch. I mean, if people weren't going and nobody was watching, then you could say, yeah, you know what? This has really turned everybody off. But you'll get people in the comments say, I haven't watched a game in 5 years. I never watch ESPN, yet the numbers are huge. So somebody's watching ESPN. As much as we don't like ESPN, and as much as they badmouth the Big 12 and downplay the Big 12, they still put on good products. And when something that I want to watch is on, I watch it. I'm never watching ESPN. Why? Why would I deprive myself of watching a good football or basketball game just because of the network it's on? I really don't care. I want to watch good athletic competition. And just because the network is garbage, so I'm going to deprive myself, that doesn't even make sense. Not to me, it doesn't. Maybe it does to you, and I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. But for me, I'm going to watch. So I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it, people, because it is extreme hypocrisy at its finest. I just want to know. And again, get in the comments section. Be respectful, and I'll be respectful. But just let me know, because I'm just trying to figure it out. Again, this is the perfect example of exactly what I push back on. And I know I'm pro player. Hey, I don't hide it. I don't disguise it. I've been pro player because I was a player. And I know people are going to, Brien, you're just the old jocks. So you're always going to be on their side. You're right. I am. But I always tell you, it always has to make sense. Because when they do something stupid, I'm going to tell you that it's stupid. When have I not? If something is dumb, I'm going to tell you it's dumb. Even if I say something dumb. If you don't like anything about me, you are going to at least respect the fact that I am always honest. You don't have to agree with what I say, but it's my opinion or it's my assessment of what I see. I'm never going to lie. I mean, this is the internet. Why do I need to lie? Doesn't make sense to me. Either you're going to like me or you're not going to like me. And I can deal with either way, but you're going to get honesty. So I am always pro player. I'm always pro person. Do what makes you happy. But at the same time, don't be hypocritical when the shoe gets flipped on the other foot and then you can't handle it. It's fine if you don't like transfer portal. You don't have to like it. But when coaches leave, I need to see the same vigor of it's ruining college athletics when they job hop. They are at a job. They go somewhere else. Stay there 2 years. Go somewhere else. Stay a year. Go somewhere else. Stay 3 years. Go somewhere else. Stay 4 years. When coaches job hop, I need to see the same type of vigor. Because, again, remember kids, they go to school to play for a coach. How many kids went to West Virginia? They got a new coach. He goes there. Now he's gone. Now what do? Do they need to have the same loyalty to West Virginia that DeVries didn't have? Do they have to show the same loyalty? Or are they allowed to go? Now, granted, the rules allow them to go, or are we going to call them a bunch of turncoats and ruining college athletics because they don't show the same commitment to West Virginia that the coach that brought them there didn't show? I'll be interested. I'll be interested to see over the next couple of days how this turns out, people. I'll be very, very interested. I appreciate all your all's time today. Thank you guys as always. Again, it's something that drives me crazy. I apologize for ranting, but I felt it was important to talk about today. Please get in the comments. If I offended anybody, I apologize. I don't think I did, but I might have. And if I did, I apologize. Either way, I love you guys. Again, Fitz will be doing, I think I'm going to end up doing a show on Thursday, but Fitz will have one on Friday. I appreciate you guys. I will talk to you soon.
Thank you for watching the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. This has been a Spirit Street production.